What is up, all you GBA type people? This is Tom, and I'm here with your Week 8 Pick and Crew. Now, unfortunately, this week Will could not be here for this video. He's moving back to uni after the long holiday break, as you know, all college university people do get. So, unfortunately, I'll just be doing this alone. I'm gonna move through this a little bit faster. However, to kind of add something on your end, being the fans, we have a question to ask you. Now we realize that we're going on to Week 8. But the thing is, as analysts and as everyone who's participating in the Pick and Crew videos, we never decided a punishment or a prize for whoever wins and whoever loses. Now we have ideas, or at least I do. Ideas such as the winner picks something that the loser has to do, or the loser buys something for the winner, not something like extravagant, just pizza or something affordable, or the loser has to do something and the winner has to do something. What I want you to do, on top of making your picks in the comment section, I also want you to let us know what your thoughts are. Give us a punishment for the loser, the person who comes in last out of all of us, and the person who wins, give them some sort of prize, some sort of benefit, something like that. So that's my question. I'll also bring it up to the end for those who skip around. But that being said, let's hop into last week's picks. Looking at last week, it seems that for the most part, we did get a lot of the picks correct. Nobody, well, we're pretty uniform here, no one went below 5 and 3. It seems that the Gubs-Movone match, everyone got wrong because Movone capitalized on Gubs' mistake. And then you look at Crimson and Lars, and you have Crimson with the big upset, or, what most would consider a big upset. But Crimson's definitely coming along, had a great match, had a great plan, he executed very well. Lars just couldn't, hang on. But otherwise, we see a lot of uniformity. Obviously, as the comments picked out last week, either we're all going to be right, or we're all going to be wrong. Also, you see Baby Nick and I also getting Geo wrong against John. Unfortunate, but I'll still believe in Geo. Same thing with Blue, not getting his way, with Tup winning. Now, we realized that there was a mistake last week on the graphic. No big deal, it was fixed. You'll see that in this graphic. No big deal. Going over the totals, though, 5 and 3. For myself, Baby Nick, and Blue, 6 and 2 for everybody else. I'm still kind of, I am a loser, to be honest. But I'm 3 and 4. My lock of the week's not very good. You have 5 and 2 for Kelly, Burke, Baby Nick, and Blue. Hank at 6 and 1. McCotty at 7 and 0. Then we look at our overall correctness in our picks. Still pretty much the same. McCotty, Kelly, and Burke all the same at 39-17. 37 and 19 for Baby Nick and Hank, 35 and 21 me, and then 31 and 25 for Blue. Pretty good spread. I hope this gets a little closer, or at least one person kind of breaks off, creates a little bit of separation, at least on the winning end. Moving on to this week, we have again, it's semi-uniform across the picks. We see a little bit of deviation in your Crimson and Nips match. We see the same in Nick and Tup's match, and then everything else seems very uniform. Starting off, we have Lars and Hayden, with everyone picking Lars, and Kelly also having his lock of the week on Lars. He says that Lars has been playing very well. Had a minor shakeup against Crimson last week. Didn't quite execute as well as he usually does. But this week, and as always, every loss he's had comes back with a very roaring win. So that's what Kelly expects. Next up, we have Nick and Tup. A little bit more split. You see, you have Blue and I who are behind. We kind of have to make some... We can't keep following the crowd with all these picks, so him and I are going to go after Tup on this one, pulling off the upset against Nick. So everyone else is going with Nick. McCotty has his lock of the week on Nick. He says, for his lock of the week, he believes that Nick has a multitude of ways to work around Tup's bulk, as well as ways to neutralize a lot of Tup's offense as well. And he also believes that Nick has much better playing and preparation overall, so he's going to settle on Nick being his lock of the week. Next up, we have Movone and Geo. Everyone picking Geo for obvious reasons, especially Baby Nick making his lock of the week. Surprise, surprise. Geo is going to do Geo things. He has a solid defense with good offensive pressure with Mega Pinsir, Entei, and even Latias this week, so that's what he expects. Next up, Milwaukee and St. Louis, or should I say Los Angeles? I know it's not going to change, but it's funny. Blue has his lock on this one, saying that he's got a good feeling on Dan this week. He's sure that he'll pick up a win with a good showing, and it'll be a solid match for Dan, as it always is. Next up, Crimson and Nips. Now this one is very split. We're 4-3 for Detroit over Long Island. So it seems that there's a little bit more inflation, a little more trust in Crimson, as last week we did see a very solid victory on his end. So hopefully that continues and he gets another solid win this week as well. Next up, Shady and Miguel. Menkeys against the Morel. We have 2 locks of the week on this match, with everybody picking Miguel for obvious reasons. He's just a powerhouse. It would be a shocker if he does not come away this week with a victory. Burke thinks that Miguel's playing has not let up at all in this season, and Shady is still on a 5-game losing streak. He's doubtful that that losing streak will be broken, and Miguel might have an easy time hazard stacking against Shady, and it should be a relatively straight match for Miguel and a solid victory. Now Hank is going to back that one up with Shady's currently on a 5-game losing streak, like he said, and has lost any momentum he picked up early on this season. Miguel has dominated this season and showed no signs of slowing down. Now whether or not that actually does come to fruition is of course up to both battlers, so hopefully they're correct. But next up, Fizzy and Gubs, the Halucha against the Deoxys. I have my lock of the week on this one, mostly because I think Fizz has a more solid game plan. He seems to always have a very solid game plan, and with Gubs kind of raging last week and, dropping the ball on that one, I think that Fizz is going to have a relatively easy time, and he's going to be with a victory. Fizz always seems to take that next step to make sure that his sets are better and better, or thorough, whereas we see Gubs kind of not being as successful. So, and finally, I know this is kind of a run through, no real discussion, I apologize. George versus John, Pelipers versus the Arcaniners. We have one person, being Kelly, picking the Pelipers, so either he breaks off and he does in fact get ahead of everyone, or he falls behind by 1 game. So everyone's picking George, obvious reasons, pretty much been on fire. Arcaniners, fire, get it. And then we have John, who's been playing well, but has dropped 1 or 2. So that's it on our picks for this week. Again, we want to know, as the analysts, what do you guys have in mind for our punishments and our victory? Because we're looking at it right now. We didn't really set anything early on in the season. Kelly and Burke and Will are all neck and neck, so the way it looks right now, they're probably going to be the winners, with Blue and I suffering the wrath of whatever they choose or whatever you guys choose. So let us know. Make your picks down in the comment section. We always look forward to all those. I read them all. I'm very interested to see how you guys are doing so far. With that being said, have a great weekend. See you on Sunday.